All right, for some reason, I just felt compelled to come on here. Oh, I didn't even realize it was this late. I didn't know it was 1 o'clock in the morning. All right, I wanted to come and talk about the Ammons Family Curse. The movie about this situation that this family uh, is still facing, in my opinion. I just think that it's being kept quiet because they want to give accreditation to the church for clearing up this lady's issue. Um, but I think that that family is still being haunted. And it's not the house. I ran across a video. This is really impromptu. I ran across a video actually about that house that they lived in Indiana. And it's not the house, it's the family itself that is being um that is haunted. Okay. So that house, um while some of the stuff that they bought in there, and of course there's always spirits in houses and places and locations. They're everywhere. Um that situation is connected to the family, has nothing to do with that house. I believe that from what I could see, the whole thing was from back in 2011. And um, how I know that it's a family curse, this is an actual curse, it's not a haunting. How I know this is because the 17-year-old son passed away in 2021. So, um, I haven't seen the movie actually. I have not seen the movie. Y'all got to understand that it's been documented like a serious haunting. Uh, like defects workers witnessed one of the boys like levitating um, off of the floor. So it's one of the few documented cases of supernatural activity. And so it's very interesting. But I wanted to come and speak about it because I haven't spoke about it. I thought about it, but so here I am now talking about it. So Beelzebub came up during the discussion, and I can assure you that, yeah, that does sound like Beelzebub's work. um, Definitely, especially the flies. The incidences of the flies, and then Beelzebub is extremely powerful. Uh, Definitely is one of the kings of hell. Beelzebub is, and he ain't no joke. He's not no joke. But I can tell you how it got started. Somebody cursed Latoya Ammons and her family. So it's the result of a curse. A favor is being put in. There's been a bounty that has been put on Latoya Ammons' family, and it's for vengeance. It's for revenge. Okay, it is. It's for revenge on her for some reason. Probably has something to do with a man, more than likely. Something to do with a man. Usually does have something to do with a man. An argument over a man. Or either vengeance having to do with making the mistake of sleeping with somebody's man or something, you know. Definitely the handiwork of a dark witch that is doing work. The thing of it is that whenever I look at stories like this, like for example, if you know the name of the demon that gives you some kind of power over them, negative. No, it doesn't. It doesn't give you any power over them. Um, it was something else I was going to say about it because I was looking at the story. Um, Threatening those demons, threatening that legion that's after her because Beelzebub, I believe that he has legions of demons, and there's there's other dark entities too at play, but threatening them with Jesus and crucifixes is not going to help the situation. It's just going to piss them off even more. Seriously, I don't know why people do that. I mean, it may temporarily calm them down a little bit, but they're going to always come back. They're going to always come back and torment that woman and her family if she doesn't get some help outside of the church, man, you know. You know what's funny is that the church is always trying to get people to humble themselves before Jesus, but the demonic realm wants people to humble themselves and too. So it's weird. It's weird how both sides wants the person to be humble. The demonic realm wants the person from the church to humble themselves and show respect and reverence. Um, and which is understandable, being that these, legend has it that these are fallen angels, uh, and that Lucifer fell down to earth. This is the story. Lucifer fell down to earth because he didn't agree with what that God was doing. Okay. So, everybody knows that I am Luciferian. Everybody knows that, right? Yeah. So we're pretty straight on that. I was just thinking about the last time I was possessed. And it's not like that. It's not, it really isn't. Beelzebub can be very frightening and terrifying though. I don't work with Beelzebub, but he manifests. He don't have a problem with me. You know what I mean? He's one of the kings of the underworld, of this demonic realm that is the only thing that separates us from it is a very, very thin veil, very thin. Um, Thinking about the last time I was under possession was by one of my spirits that I work with willingly, and it was for healing purposes. And I was just thinking about how the feeling of going under a certain kind of possession to me is a very, very, for me, it's a good experience, especially when you have just been abused by some asshole of the church. So, yeah, they do a lot. The church does a lot to hurt people. Let's be straight and let's be clear on that. Let's be perfectly clear on that, okay? Like I can't even lie to y'all. I can't how arrogant men of the church have become, how abusive, how sick they have become. Okay. So, but here's the thing about it is that occultists and witches, we will always reign supreme because we have a connection with this underworld. And what Latoya Ammons needs is a favor. She needs for somebody to go to Beelzebub and say, "Hey, Beelzebub, how you doing? Here's an offering. Hey, can you leave Latoya Ammons' family alone? Please, respectfully, can you leave her family alone? She's frightened and and he may say, yeah. So it just really depends. I can promise you, screaming, the power of Christ compels you, and degrading and being disrespectful is not going to do anything. It's not, it isn't. It isn't, especially considering, So, but whenever people like me talk about the real shit, people don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it. People want to fight. People want to fight. The underworld, and it can be argued that the planet Earth does belong to Satan and his demons. Like, we cannot refute that fact, is that this Earth belongs to Satan, along with Saturn, along with a lot else. A lot of belongs to Satan. Okay. So we can't refute that fact anymore. So, I just wanted to be real about that situation. I don't understand what is the purpose. Earth is not like fucking real estate. It's not like people trying to look at Earth like it's a big real estate opportunity. This is a planet, which is a plane of existence. It's not like a house that you can own. It's a planet, right? That's just like the moon is a planet that belongs to a god, several. Saturn is a planet. What are you going to do? You're going to say, I own Saturn? Nobody on this fucking earth owns Earth except for the gods of this earth. Not the church don't own this fucking earth, man, for real. Like, I don't understand why they won't get that. And I'm going to tell you something straight up and down. From what I'm hearing from the underworld is that Beelzebub, he is getting ready for Easter Sunday. Oh, he ready. He ready for Easter Sunday. Just FYI, the whole realm of hell is ready for Easter Sunday. That's coming up. Just to let y'all know, it's not about being on anybody's side. I'm on everybody's side. Like, I just want some fucking peace, man. I just want some peace. I want to go back to the hippie era, to where people are not fighting just because they can. You can sit and fight and argue all you want, and you can give your opinion, because opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. But in reality, it is what it is. What the fuck is the point in arguing about the shit? I don't like that. Like, that's so stupid to me. It doesn't make any sense. You don't own this fucking earth. Nobody does. I can't even say I own this earth. I can say this is my home. I can say that I love it here. I can say Earth is beautiful. I can say Earth is mysterious and mystical. But I can't just say, oh, I own this whole fucking Earth. I can't just fucking say that. We all know who owns this Earth. And you know who's making it hell? It's the fucking church. Y'all making it hell. Y'all making it hell. And a lot of people that's with the church, they cause a lot of fucking problems. I want to warn y'all about this shit for real. Like, I hear a lot of people that they want to appear to be intelligent, and they'll say things like, this right here is the realm of hell. No, actually, this is earth. This is earth. This is not the realm of hell. If this was hell, this shit would all be on fire. There would be flames shooting upward. I mean, I hate to be honest with y'all about this, but the realm of hell, it really does have a lot of fire. I mean, there's places to walk, but it's a lot of fire. It is. It's a lot, and I'm not going to get more off into that. Without the realm of hell, there would be no fucking earth. It's kind of like a, I don't want to say an engine, but it's a fuel that produces oil and some things like that. So it's almost like, and there are actual real entrances that you can go to have access to hell. But anyway, because hell is real. It is. I don't know about this heaven thing where this God is supposed to be, letting people in. I do know that hell exists. I don't know about heaven. I don't because this is heaven. The earth is supposed to be heaven. This is supposed to be utopia. This is supposed to be paradise. You can even tell by looking at it because it's so beautiful. And what ends up happening? We have people chopping down trees and doing all kind of stuff, destroying the fucking earth. It's a lot of that going on. But you know, uh, reason why I wanted to bring up this case is because I think the last thing that they heard Latoya Ammons say is that they live without fear, is what she said, which is good. I'm not telling her to be fearful. I'm just saying that, and while I have not thrown the cards, I ain't asked no questions. I'm just going strictly off of my intuition. uh that was about 14, 15 years ago, but then her 17-year-old son died in 2021, and this is 4 years later. Something ain't right with that. If it were truly over, her son wouldn't have died. Something's going on with that. Do I feel that it has something to do with Beelzebub, her son, dying? No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. Beelzebub is more so he likes to torment people. He likes to torment people. He likes to scare the fuck out of people. Beelzebub loves to show his power, which would be typically things like levitation, things like moving things around, noises, and things of that nature. But as far as him killing her son, taking her son, no, I don't believe that came from him. That's something else. But I think that the goalpost has been moved. I think the goalpost has been moved, and I think that something else is happening, like almost like the person that has an obsession with that woman and her family, they have started to do something else. Okay. So, I don't know, how they say that us witches are the devil and da 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 da. And it just is what it is. But, she needs to be careful because I didn't even look up and see how her son died. I think he died of some kind of condition or something. Something just ain't right with it. She needs to seek appropriate help. for her family. Excuse me. Hey, can you pass me? Would I take on that case? Probably. I wouldn't be afraid of it. If you were having a haunting by Beelzebub, I would know exactly what to do about it. I would know exactly what to do about it. Okay. If you were being haunted by Beelzebub, I'm not afraid of Beelzebub. Hold on a minute. I have no fear of Beelzebub, and he has no problem with me and my family. You know what I mean? But I can tell you that I have seen Beelzebub and his work on people, and he can be quite scary. He can be. Do I think that Beelzebub is ultimately evil and just diabolical that would kill her son? No, I don't. I don't believe Beelzebub has anything to do with that. I believe it's something else. Okay. A 17-year-old dying like that, it's not normal. It strikes me as odd. It's very, very odd. And then also her last name is oddly close to the uh what is that, the seventh demon of the Goesha, Ammon. Really, to be honest with you, what spirit is telling me is that Beelzebub might have been trying to help her. I can assure you that Beelzebub would probably be more of a help. Yeah, some of these demons, they can be conjured to torment someone, and they will do it, but they're not just ruthless like that to the point. They're not. They're not. And I think that some kind of truth needs to be spoken about that, because at the end of the day, the church is driven by uh um toxic masculinity that just wants to control. If anything, it would be the demon of narcissism that controls the fucking church. I can promise you that. And I think that Beelzebub was probably trying to send signs, more than likely. First of all, having, actually, Beelzebub is more so the he's like the king of dung. You know what I'm saying? But they do call him the Lord of Flies. The sign of the flies covering the house, covering the porch, is probably a sign of his activity. Yes, but I would say that it would be more so a positive thing, because flies actually eat bad spirits. Like, why do people always relate spirit possession to demonic possession? It's probably because of the movie The Exorcist. That lady needs help. She does. She needs help. Is all I gotta say about the situation. Because what I can sense is like I can see a very obsessed enemy that has a problem with her. Like, and then I can also see things like past life karma, regression, things that she probably doesn't know about, how to protect herself, how to clear herself. This is the reason why we use fire for cleanses always, even if we use water with the cleanse, we're going to use fire, because a lot of times people need cleanses for past life spirits, and which is connected to fire. So that's why we use fire. We don't just, and we don't set people on fire. We're not going to douse them with gasoline and set them on fire. No, we're going to use either a 7-day candle. And the way that the shamans did it was they did bonfires and stuff to cleanse a person, and they did smoke cleanses and things of that nature. So somebody was asking me to speak on this months ago, and I'm just now doing it from what I'm picking up from the case. And it's not like I'm picking up those spirits. I'm surrounded by spirits that will protect me, and my protection is A1. I can promise you. Then I did some extra protection too just recently that, yeah, the person that showed me that protection is going to be blessed for lifetimes. I'm not going to say what it is specifically, but they're going to be blessed for lifetimes, them and their family. Um, So me speaking on it is not going to do anything. I have my channels protected. You know, it's not like when I talk about this kind of stuff that I'm opening you up to demons and stuff. Because somebody had told me, they was like, I'm just not. It was one of, I haven't talked to her in a while either, but she was telling me about her daughter having issues and stuff. And I was having issues at the time. I was just running around like a chicken with my fucking head cut off, y'all. And it was because it was some it was a specific working that I had lost in storage that, and I forgot that I needed to do because there was so much shit going on. Anyway, finally did it and boop, everything's good. But hmm, she was saying to me, I just didn't want to pick up any spirits. I'm like, my spirits are not interested in attaching themselves to you. I don't have spirits like that, you know. So a lot of people are very confused about what it is that we do. They're very confused about what it is. When she said that to me, I was like, that's so odd because, you know, you're not going to pick up any spirits from me over here. You know, I was born with spirits. We all are, obviously. Why would I want my spirits to uh you know, outside of the work that they may do that you pay me for, they're not going to bother you. If anything, my spirits are going to be with me. So why would they, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are just very confused. There's a lot of bad, poor spiritual advice out there. It's a lot of fear. It is. Okay. Um, Anywho, that's pretty much it. I hope that she gets some help for that. And I hope that she goes to the appropriate person, like a Tangina type, maybe even a Taylor type. The movie reference I'm making is Poltergeist. Y'all remember Taylor from Poltergeist? That type of help, okay? Something that goes beyond a religion that tries to see man as God, okay? Something that, because yeah, you know, men and women, we are gods in a sense. We didn't necessarily create ourselves necessarily. You know, I do believe in a most highest being. You know, I do believe in that, absolutely. um do I, and I feel that we are reflections of that being, that particular being. Okay. But I hope that she gets some help though. You know what I mean? Because that broke my heart when I read that her son died in 2021. That's terrible. That's terrible. Whatever it is, it's feeding off of her family too. Whatever it is. And see, y'all got to understand that people are always talking about the goetic demons and stuff. They're not bad. You know, a lot of the known ones, but the ones that we need to be concerned about are the ones that are connected to people. Everybody has their own demons. Everybody has their own demons. Okay. And you just never know how ruthless somebody's demons are. What I don't understand is with all these Bibles and crucifixes, why are people still obviously being tormented by demons? Why is it not doing you any good? Do you really believe that it was meant for you to be in hell and torment every fucking day? You thought that you was just gonna have to wake up every morning and fight? some kind of spirit. No, that's not the way life is supposed to be. I noticed that a lot of people in the spiritual community, that is the experiences that they have. Prior to me walking away from, um, I know y'all gonna be like, what? Like she funny. Yeah, I remember when I was on housing assistance up until 2019. And that is because my business got built up so much to where I was like, Spirit was like, okay, we can ready to upgrade you. Let's do this. Let's do that. They still doing it right now. But prior to me actually getting out into the fucking real world and having to pay my own bills, like I got the chance to experience spirit and witchcraft and magic without having to worry about, okay, I got to have my rent. Y'all know that the rent prices is skyrocketed. So I got that experience from what, like 2015 till, well, to actually 2013, 2014 until 2019. And it's an amazing place to be in, as a witch, right? And so it was the church that wanted me to somehow humble myself. And I guess humbling myself meant not being on Section 8. I didn't really understand that. Again, it's weird. It's strange. This is the reason why I don't let other people affect me. And I don't contend with nosy people. Is all of that background noise okay? All right, y'all. That's pretty much it. Y'all know where I'm at when y'all need me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need any favors or whatever. I can assure you that Beelzebub, yeah, he can torment the fuck out of somebody. A woman, typically not. Beelzebub will more so torment a man of the church. Okay. That's who he primarily has an issue with, not a woman and her kids. Which is, what is strange about people that are telling this story. In fact, it is the woman that is the pentacle and the centerfold of hope on this planet. Kids are not, so to me it kind of seemed like Beelzebub was sort of showing himself as like a lending hand, and I was actually thinking about a few months ago. I didn't speak um about about what happened to Angie Stone, and I ran into a spirit box session by her actually that was really interesting. But Valafor would have helped her because I threw the cards and he was the first spirit that came up was Valafor. That's all I got to say about that because they're still doing that killing thing, and Easter, has Easter passed yet? No, hold on, let me check. Okay. Oh yeah. So Easter is not until the 20th, which is this Sunday coming up. Oh my God, we gotta prepare for Easter. We gotta get prepped for Easter Sunday that's coming up. Because the church is more evil than, when you're evil and you don't even know it. They are just obsessed with torturing and killing people just like they did Jesus. They are just obsessed with, these are some of the fucking most murderous people I have ever seen in my life. And they're just, goodness gracious. So I know we'll be prepared for it at Divine Services Apothecary, and we're going to be, on guard for it. Seriously, we're definitely prepared for Easter Sunday that's coming up because And we're going to make sure. And that's one of the reasons why my Venus circle, and I got to go, guys, because I'm getting ready to do a ritual with Venus, make her some offerings. My Venus circle. That's one of the things that we were concerned about, which is why the work is being done until May Day, which is May the 1st. And then we go into the, isn't it? Let me think. We'll be going into almost like the second quadrant of bullshit, okay? Of constant bullshit from murderous, weird, wild people. And so, we'll be made we'll make sure that we got the options set up for people uh who have been by design. A lot of these people can't even afford to get the work, barely, to get what they need. You know what I'm saying? In the meanwhile, they wishing death on the witches. I'm trying to figure out if they're trying to make revelations happen again. I do want to remind people that the doings and the workings of the Bible again were in a past life. That is no disrespect to anybody's God, but that is the truth. That is the reason why these things are dated. If there wasn't a date on it, then I would think a little bit differently. But being that there's dates, being that there is a documented date of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ and all of that, that is a past life that, so, the basically basically they're conjuring things out of the Bible that should be in that time frame, and they're lighting candles, which is opening up portals. And I just wish that they would stop. I have a prediction, though. They're going to end up outlawing religion. I have a prediction about that. I believe they're going to end up outlawing it, and I believe that it's going to be derived from a case or either several cases of craziness, and the government is just going to be like, what the fuck. I think it's going to be an awakening that's going to happen. But I mean, it still can be used, just like at some point they outlawed witchcraft. At some point that was outlawed. uh I mean, people are still going to have copies of their Bibles. But I think that people need to wake the fuck up as to what is going on, because, I can tell you that as a witch, as a human being on this planet that has nothing but love and kindness in my heart, that religion within itself is evil. It is the forefront of evil. And a lot of people will say, well, it's just speaking stories. Now, the God of the Bible in the Bible is actually telling, supposedly, this is the God of the Bible, right? Is instructing people of committing evil towards each other. So there's a difference between the two. Okay. So it is what it is. That's pretty much it. I wish the best to them. And I think I'm gonna, what time is it? It's almost 2 a.m. I think I'm gonna relax and watch that movie Deliverance. I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna watch it. Okay. Just cause, I like movies like that. But that's an actual real case. Like, especially the things that was seen when defects went to the home and they could see the spirit possession, and witnessed it. um I don't exactly, well, I don't exactly know why they thought that taking the kids out of the home was going to do any good, because it's like, that's stupid. Because if a family is going through something like that, pretty much should stick together. But I think that the wrong advice is being given. In so many movies, we picture the pastors and preachers of the churches, and they're just so nice, and they're just there to help the poor little shepherds and da 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 da. But I don't know. Did y'all see that the newest movie with The Exorcist? The newest was it the newest Exorcist? I think it was The Exorcist. Yeah, with the little white girl and the little black girl. And it was actually the black lady that helped the situation. It was actually her, and it is because she was doing rituals that were actually going to help the situation. The rest of the stuff just was not working. So if y'all, and it is the truth, it is what it is. Okay. I personally think that when it comes to people's lives, I feel like when you drop the competition, though, I think that that's when you bring in the real shit. There is no competition when it comes to saving a person from spirit possession. There is no competition. Okay. And I'm not talking about demonic possession. Like I said, as a person that practices, I am a witch and a healer. Yes, I have requested possession before from my spirits, from Lilith. I've been possessed by Hecate before. I've even been possessed by Kali Ma before. I've been possessed by Marbus, Horus, who is actually the Egyptian sun god of, or is he a moon god? One of the sun or moon god of Egypt, but his demonic side is Horus or Floros. And so spirit possession is a totally different thing. A spirit can possess a person. This is something that people in the spiritual community, they always say it's demonic possession. Well, demonic means divinity. So, you know, regular spirit possession is very different. And spirits can possess people. They can, and they do it all the time. I've seen people walking around with several spirits inside of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so those are not powerful demons of the underworld. Those are spirits that are looking for a fucking body to inhabit. And it's not always good spirits. Good spirits don't just possess people like that. But there's been some good spirits that have possessed people because they may have a message they want to get across. But anywho, that's pretty much it. I can't remember her son's name, but rest in peace to whoever he is. He was only 17 years old. That is sad. I just these days, what I see is just one big damn funeral, man. Everybody always dying and shit. You know what I'm saying? It just, and everybody always sad and just, oh God. Not me, of course, not me and mine. But I see that happening a lot. And y'all really gotta stop. Like, y'all know, just recently, one of my uncles, I ain't talked to my uncle in years. Like, I ain't talked to him in years. Like, and he coming at me like, stop practicing witchcraft. Like, are you stupid? Like, who the hell do you, like, I'm not a little kid. Like, what the are you dumb? Like, I've been practicing witchcraft since before I was born and before I ever picked up a fucking matchstick. People are crazy. I'm telling you, some people, they just don't know. They don't. what a witch actually is. They have no idea. Okay, guys, that's pretty much my soapbox. I gotta go. Blessings to y'all. Bye bye.